Hey guys, I am here with Teresa, Umair, Cynthia, Franny, and Samira, the team from UIC. We're going to open up for a quick line of questions before we go into the film. So Franny, Umair, and Teresa, sing your 4-year journey replayed in front of your eyes in less than 5 minutes. What emotions and memories first come to mind?
Overwhelmed, but also like happy that, it was a journey. Like it took so much to get to the point we got to. Not just 4 years of work, but like physical time, physical effort that we all put in, our commitments individually, as a team, as a collective. Like it's nice to see that after so long, that even though we did go through a lot in between, we had something. We had the breakthrough. We had the big breakthrough where not just us individually benefited from it, but the whole world is going to benefit from the work we did. So overwhelmed during the process, but really happy that it turned out really well.
I love to see like how we have all sort of like grown as like a group, like especially like Humair and Teresa. Like I remember when I like didn't know you guys were just like my classmates, and now you guys are sort of like family to me. And especially with the parts about Miguel, like Miguel has supported us so much. Like now he's my PhD advisor, and that wouldn't have happened like without this trip. So yeah, I love you guys.
Yeah, when we joined the class, like initially I wasn't even supposed to be in the class, and I think Teresa as well. I think both of us were like, and Tim, like I think we were all last minute, like, or I know Tim was in it already, but we were the only 3 freshmen in the group, and so it felt really like out of place. I didn't think I was gonna get in and anything like that, but like just the fact that like the video just showed me like how long of a journey it was. Like seeing November 2016 right now, I was like, wow, that's like when I started college, and I'm 5 years later, and it's like almost done with everything and going to the next stage of my life. So seeing that, and it kind of shows everyone else as well that like science isn't that easy. Like there's things that hold you back in every step of the way, and like we faced a lot of adversity. Like when we've gone through this different stages of if this project's gonna work, is it not? A lot of roller coaster of emotions. So like, yeah, you kind of forget about all that thing, and just seeing the video, kind of realize like it takes a lot of work to do science, and I was so glad to be a part of it with you guys. We're always supporting, and always like family, and like getting to know each other through the highs and then the highs and lows. So that's great.
And just one more reflection question. I don't know if you remember being in this course with all these juniors and seniors, it felt like, and they were so smart and they knew all these topics already because they were bio students, and coming in, not having that experience, it was very overwhelming. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I felt like that too. Yeah, I was a psychology major in the beginning. I wasn't even a biology major, so it was like really out of place, and it was ecology and climate change, and it was really out of my comfort zone. So that's why I felt like it was really difficult for me to be in this field. But
we see Miguel smirking in the bottom corner. He's like, I turned him. Cynthia and Samira, when someone asks you about your experience in this expedition, what is the first thing you tell them? And are there any specific lasting highlights that stick out?
I tell everybody who ever asks me that it's the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me. It's my, like Franny told me on my first day back to school this semester, it's the most interesting thing that probably has ever happened to me. I think I forgot what the second part was.
Is there any specific moment or highlight that sticks out to you?
I always think about the sun when I was there. It was always out, and like it was never night. It was just really great seeing the sun every single moment, you know.
It was a hot girl summer, 24 hours a day, yeah? Cynthia, I'll just restate the question for you. When somebody asks you about your experience in this expedition, what is the first thing you tell them? And are there any specific highlights that stick out to you?
For me, the first thing that I tell them is that I feel really lucky to be part of the expedition. As a researcher in training, I mostly look at the Arctic region in maps as pixels. I use satellite data sets. So it's a different perspective. And then being in the ship and really seeing it in a different scale, the scale of change in that level it was awe-inspiring. It's amazing. It gave me a different perspective. yeah, fortunate that I was part of it, fortunate that we had amazing mentors like Miguel and Max, and fortunate that I shared this experience with everyone, with Teresa, Humair, amazing, Francis and Samira, amazing people. So yeah, that's what I tell them, I guess, for the most memorable experience for me. As scientists, we kind of have this blinders on that we're focused on the intricacies of our research, right? And not really thinking about the human dimensions, like talking to the people there, like being in Pond Inlet specifically, being there and seeing the indigenous people being there, experiencing the changes that are happening. It gave me a different perspective, totally. I think that's one of the most memorable things.
After experiencing this incredible journey, how are you guys using science to change the world? Franny?
I'm personally using science in my PhD and by trying to contribute more knowledge and research to the field.
I'm trying to do research by I'm applying to med school. So and also like before my med school year, I'm going to do a gap year, and I'm going to try to get to do some research through a program called Chicago Check, and trying to see if I can do research in the Chicagoland area, because I've learned a lot about research through ecology and whatnot through Mikkel's work and working through this and Northwest Passage project. So I'm trying to do more research in my gap year before going to med school.
So I'm a fourth year PhD student on Earth and Environmental Sciences, and training to be a researcher, a climate scientist. So to understand more what's happening in the world, I also intend to pursue a career on science policy after graduating. So really understanding the interface of science and policies and how science influence decisions.
For me, I would say the biggest way is using research. I feel like research is definitely being one of the highlights in my academic/career life. So currently, I am a postbac at the National Cancer Institute. So where we, look at studies and try to find ways to help people who have pancreatic cancer.
When we think about changing the world, we're thinking about everybody who's in the world, the people we have to influence to change the world, because we all contribute to the world. So I start by influencing my family to really think about the things they do on a daily basis that contribute to the environment. And I'm also planning on getting a PhD eventually one day, doing research, hopefully in Hawaii if I get accepted. But right now, I'm currently going to graduate this semester with my bachelor's and finish my own research projects. I got my training goals on right now, but as soon as I graduate, they're coming on, and I guess that's how I'm contributing.
I love that. I think it's so easy for us to forget that on a micro scale, there's so many big changes you can do to affect our planet and science, climate science as a whole. And I love that, going from a family. All right. Well, thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Humair. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Franny. And thank you, Samira. From all of us here at UIC, we hope that we helped to inspire your guys' love in science. And we encourage you that as you watch Frozen Obsession today, that you think of ways that you can use science to change the world.